Hi everyone, it's Tamara here from lalalandcrafts with another card making tutorial using one of the images from the new release, Flying Superhero Luka. I'll be doing some Copic colouring of Luka and then the card making tutorial. just finishing colouring off Luka's boots, and then we'll get started with the card making tutorial. So first up, I'll show you how we're going to be using the different products from the new release to create this card. So we'll get him finished coloured, I'll get him cut off screen, and then we'll get started. So he's all cut and coloured, ready to go. I'll be using the large burst die, the comic book dies, and also one of the pieces of the pattern paper from the new Night City paper pack. So I've grabbed out my large burst die, and I'm going to get that taped down and take that to my die cutting machine, and I'm going to put that piece aside, and we're going to work on making our card. So I've grabbed a piece of navy blue cardstock from my stash, and we'll be cutting that at 5 inches by 10 inches. So we'll get that cut, and then I'll grab out my scoreboard, and we'll get that scored at 5 inches. So I'll give that 2 strikes with my folder, and then we'll get my bone folder out, and we'll give that a good burnish. Fold that over, and the bone folder works really well as it doesn't leave any streaky marks. With this main panel, I'm actually going to be gluing it directly to the card front, and then we'll actually be putting dimension on the burst part that we've cut out. So it's just going to look like Luka's burst out of the sky. So we'll get that, and that's the perfect size, so that fits that card front perfectly. And then I'll grab my foam tape, and we'll get that tape put on the back of this burst. And then I've got these little foam strips which I'll put just on all the little pieces that come out, just to support those. I've put those little foam strips on all of those little bursts, and now taken off all the release paper, and we'll get that lined up and attached to the front of the card, perfectly centered to that sky that's already down on the cardstock, and give that a good press. And that just kind of just shows it bursting from the sky. I've grabbed some pieces of XPress Copic paper that I just had kind of little scraps, and I'm going to cut out the POW, the speech bubble, and also this kind of searchlight. And I'm going to do some colouring with my Copics. All the colours will be marked in the description box below. So I'll do all of these, just working up from darkest to lightest. And then I've also cut out a number of pieces from black cardstock for the inserts or the backings. So you'll see that as I put this together, what I've used for that. I'm using the wow portion for the top of this searchlight. So we'll get that attached to the top, and they just line up perfectly. So it's really easy to line this up. And then I've cut it out again with black cardstock, and I'll be putting a little bit of glue on my little glass mat. But I just found it wasn't quite putting enough glue on there, so I just put some small amounts with the glue on directly onto the wow, and get that inserted into that top. So I cut the POW from also 2 pieces of black cardstock and stuck those together off screen, and then we'll just attach the yellow coloured POW. So it's just offsetting it a little bit so that it kind of has a shadow with those black pieces of cardstock behind. I've pre-stamped out the sentiment, and I'm going to be using one of the speech bubbles dies to create this as a sentiment bubble. So we'll get that taped down and take that to the die cutting machine, and off screen I've actually coloured that to match the other elements that I'm using. So also to build up some dimension, because my POW has been doubled up, I'm going to be doing the same with the speech bubble and also the searchlight with the wow on the top, just to give them all some dimension and some stability. So now we're going to just place out where we're wanting all our elements to go. So I've got Luka down the bottom, the speech bubble up just above him, and I want the searchlight looking like it's coming from this building on the left hand side, and the POW up the top. So I've got that all lined up. Sorry for the bit of the glare. It was a sunny afternoon coming through my craft room window. So I've put some foam tape on the section that's going to be sitting off where that burst is, and then the glue where that's going to attach to where that burst is already elevated with the foam tape. So give that good press down. And then the same with the speech bubble. Some of it will be off to the side and some of it will be attached to that burst. So we'll get that lined up and pressed down. So I've got one little piece and some glue up the top where that's going to be attached. So we've got that coming from that building. So it's like that's calling on Luka to come and help. And then we'll attach this POW up the top, just kind of off to the left hand side. And this is a finished card project for today. This was so fun to colour, and it came together really easy with that pattern paper from the Night City pack. It just creates such an awesome background really quickly, and with all these other elements it really makes this scene pop. I hope you've enjoyed this card tutorial. If you have, please leave a message and hit the like button. And if you'd like to see any future videos, please hit the subscribe button. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day. Bye.